Hi guys, I hope you're having a good week. We are going to continue reading Mercy Watson this week in the library video. And I wanted to show you, we are on chapter 11, which starts the next page, but this was the last scene where Eugenia and Baby are looking out their window. It's late at night, and there's Leroy Ninker on Mercy riding around, thrilled because he's always wanted to be a cowboy. So let's read a little more. And let's turn the page here. I'm going to try to move my screen around so it's not blocking things a little better this time. Okay, chapter 11. Next door, Mrs. Watson discovered that Mercy was not in her bed. "Mr. Watson!" she shouted. "Come at once!" Mr. Watson came at once. "Mercy is not here," said Mrs. Watson. "Are you certain?" asked Mr. Watson. "Have you looked under the bed?" Mrs. Watson bent over. She looked under the bed. "She is not there," said Mrs. Watson. Mr. and Mrs. Watson stood together in Mercy's room. "What should we do?" asked Mrs. Watson. "Yippee-yi-yo!" "It's that noise again," said Mrs. Watson. Mr. Watson went to the window. He opened the curtain. He looked outside. "Mrs. Watson," said Mr. Watson, "we must call the fire department immediately. It's an emergency." Chapter 12. In reality, Leroy Ninker was a small thief on the back of a big pig. But in Leroy's mind, he was a cowboy, riding a bucking bronco in the Wild West. "Being a cowboy is hard work," said Leroy Ninker. "I need some refreshment." Leroy reached into his shirt pocket. He grabbed hold of a butter barrel candy. He unwrapped it with one hand. He put it in his mouth. "Ah," said Leroy Ninker, "this is the laugh." But just then the pig kicked up her heels. The pig bucked, the pig reared. Leroy Ninker lost his grip. "Yippee-yi!" said Leroy. He flew through the air. "I," said Leroy. He landed on his back. "Oh," said Leroy Ninker. Chapter 13. Mercy sniffed. There was that delightful smell again. Butter! Where was it coming from? She looked around. She saw the little man lying on the ground. She sniffed his face. "Hey," the little man said, "that tickles." Mercy snuffled the man's shirt. "He," he said again. In order to snuffle the man better, Mercy sat on top of him. "Get off me," said the man. Mercy put her snout in the man's shirt pocket. She snuffled some more. "Oh," said the little man. "Help!" Mercy found a piece of candy. She bit into it. It was sweet. It was lovely. It was very, very buttery. Mercy sat on top of the little man and chewed. A siren wailed. "Oh, shucks," said the man. Chapter 14. The fire department arrived first. "We have been to this house before," said the fireman named Ned. "You're right," said the fireman named Lorenzo. "This is the house with the pig." "And the toast," said Ned. "We ate toast at this house." Oh, if you didn't get buttery toast, you can pause here and get yourself some. "I see the pig," said Lorenzo. He pointed at Mercy. "The pig is sitting on somebody. Good grief," said Ned. Ned and Lorenzo got out of the fire truck. They saw Mr. and Mrs. Watson running out the front door of their house. They saw Eugenia Lincoln and Baby Lincoln running out the front door of their house. "This is an interesting job, isn't it?" said Ned. "Very interesting," said Lorenzo. Chapter 15. Officer Tomalello pulled into the driveway of 54 Deckawoo Drive. In the yard he saw 2 firemen, 3 women in nightgowns, and 1 man in pajamas. They were all gathered around a pig. "Is that the same pig I caught driving a convertible?" he asked himself. He asked himself lots of questions. "It is," he answered himself. "It is exactly the same pig." Officer Tombololo squinted. "Is that pig sitting on top of somebody?" Officer Tombololo asked himself. "That certainly looks to be the case," he answered himself. "Officer! Officer!" shouted Baby. "Come quickly! Mercy has caught a thief!" Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Eugenia Lincoln and Baby Lincoln and Ned and Lorenzo and Officer Tombololo all looked down at Mercy. "Are you a thief?" Officer Tombololo asked the man underneath the pig. "I am," said Leroy Ninker. "I am a thief." "Were you robbing these people?" Officer Tombololo asked. "I was," said Leroy Ninker, "until the pig got involved." "Gentlemen," said Officer Tombololo, "will you assist me in removing the pig?" On the count of 3, Ned and Lorenzo and Officer Tombololo lifted Mercy off of Leroy Ninker. "You are under arrest," said Officer Tombololo. "It's that pig you should be arresting," said Eugenia Lincoln. Leroy Ninker stood with his cowboy hat in his hand. He looked down at his feet. "Oh, officer," said Mrs. Watson, "the thief is so tiny. Shouldn't he have something to eat before you arrest him?" Maybe he needs some toast," said Ned. "With a great deal of butter on it," added Lorenzo. "Toast?" said Officer Tombololo. "Who needs toast?" "Why, everyone needs toast," said Mrs. Watson. "Even cowboys," said Leroy Ninker. Mercy pricked up her ears. Toast! Butter! At last! She headed for the Watsons' kitchen, and everyone followed her. Chapter 16. The next morning, the front page of the newspaper read, "Pet Pig Captures Thief. Sits on him until help arrives." "She is a porcine wonder," said the pig's owner, Mrs. Watson. "She is very, very brave," said Mr. Watson, husband of Mrs. Watson and proud co-owner of the pig. "She's a sly pig," said the Watsons' neighbor, Eugenia Lincoln, "and things with her are never as they appear." Baby Lincoln, sister to Eugenia, remarked that "the most interesting things seem to happen when one has pie right before bed." "The pig did capture the thief," said Police Officer Bart Tombololo. "How it happened, I am not certain, but it did happen, it did." Fireman Ned Fortune and Lorenzo Wiz were also at the scene. They both agreed that the pig had some amazing abilities. They also pointed out that Mrs. Watson made excellent toast. The thief, Leroy Ninker, is interested in reforming himself. He would like to become a cowboy. The pig had nothing to say, but she seemed very pleased with herself. And that is the end of our story. Here's a little bit at the end about Kate DiCamillo. She's the author of numerous books, it says, including the earlier readers, Bink and Golly. If you've not read those are very cute books too. 2 for 1. Bink and Golly 2 for 1 and Bink and Golly Best Friends Forever. And The Tale of Despereaux, which is a wonderful movie, so that's another great book to read. And that won the Newbery Medal. About Mercy Watson Fights Crime, she says, "Happily, Mercy has developed into one of those fabulous characters who only too pleased to get herself into any number of interesting situations. I just follow her porcine lead, said Kate DiCamillo. She lives in Minneapolis. And then this is about the illustrator over here. It says, Chris Van Dusen is the author-illustrator of The Circus Ship, King Hugo's Huge Ego, and Randy Riley's Really Big Hit about Mercy Watson fights crime. He says, I don't know where Kate comes up with these colorful characters, but I'm thankful that she does, because it makes my job so much fun. When I read that one of the main characters of this book was a very small man slash cowboy slash thief, I laughed out loud. I based Leroy's look on that of a weasel. Long pointy nose, buck teeth, no chin, and huge ears. Even though he's the bad guy, I still love him. As I do all of these characters. Chris Van Dusen lives in Maine. And I really do love these illustrations that he writes in all the Mercy Watson books. They're very colorful and sweet and fun to read. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're doing well. I'm having fun making these videos for you. I hope you're enjoying them, and I'll keep doing it. We'll come up with some other creative books that I can get on my Kindle, maybe more Mercy Watson. I have these on my Kindle, so that's why I started here. If you have any suggestions or want to suggest a book that I perhaps could read, let me know. I do have some library books that I brought to my house. Perhaps I'll try to read them that way too. But thanks for your patience, and take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.